Imagine living your daily life, feeling normal, moving around, maybe a little tired here and there, but not thinking much about it. You go for a walk, climb a few stairs, or carry groceries, and you feel slightly out of breath, maybe even a little pressure in your chest. You dismiss it as stress, aging, or just being out of shape. But what if I told you these small signs could be your body's desperate way of warning you that something far more serious is happening inside? Your arteries, the very highways that deliver life-giving blood and oxygen to your heart, brain, and every organ, might already be getting clogged without you even knowing it. Clogged arteries are often called the silent killer because they don't announce themselves until it's too late, until there's a heart attack, stroke, or sudden collapse. But here's the truth. Your body does whisper warnings, subtle signs that most people ignore until the damage is already advanced. In today's video, we're going to uncover the 5 early signs your arteries are getting clogged, the clues most people miss, and the science behind why they happen. And here's the best part. By learning these signs, you can take action early and potentially prevent life-threatening problems down the road. So stay with me, because this could be the most important information you ever hear about your health. And if you care about your well-being and want to keep your arteries clean and your heart strong, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on life-saving health insights like this. Now let's dive in. When arteries begin to clog, the first thing that happens inside your body is the buildup of fatty deposits known as plaque. This plaque doesn't appear overnight. It develops slowly, layer by layer, like rust forming in a water pipe. Over time, the arteries become narrower, blood flow decreases, and oxygen delivery to vital organs weakens. The scariest part? You may not feel anything at all in the beginning, but gradually, the lack of circulation begins to show up as fatigue, dizziness, or subtle chest pressure, especially during physical activity. This is why clogged arteries are so dangerous. They sneak up on you quietly until one day the blockage is big enough to cause a heart attack or stroke. Doctors have a term for this process, atherosclerosis, and it's one of the leading causes of death worldwide. Yet the good news is that your body doesn't stay silent forever. It sends you small hints, if only you pay close enough attention. The first early sign often comes in the form of chest discomfort, sometimes mild and sometimes more noticeable when you exert yourself. It may not be sharp pain, but rather a heaviness, pressure, or squeezing sensation, as if something is pressing against your chest. Many people mistake it for indigestion, stress, or muscle strain, but it's actually your heart crying out for oxygen-rich blood it's not getting enough of. Think of it like your heart working harder than it should because the pathways are blocked. This symptom, often called angina, is one of the clearest red flags that your arteries might be clogged. But here's the tricky part. Angina doesn't always happen in obvious ways. Sometimes it shows up when you walk uphill after a big meal, or even in the middle of an emotional argument. That's why so many people ignore it until it becomes severe. The truth is, if your chest ever feels unusually tight, heavy, or pressured, that's your body waving a warning flag, and it should never be ignored. The second sign often shows up not in your chest, but in your legs. You might notice cramping, heaviness, or pain in your calves or thighs whenever you walk, climb stairs, or exercise, and then see it disappear once you rest. This isn't just ordinary muscle fatigue. It's called claudication, and it's your muscles screaming for more blood flow that they're not receiving because the arteries feeding them are narrowing. Think of it this way. Your legs are engines, and your arteries are the fuel lines. When those lines are clogged, the engines sputter and strain. Many people dismiss leg pain as arthritis or aging, but in reality, it can be one of the earliest signs that blood flow is being restricted. Sometimes you might also notice your legs feel colder than usual, your feet pale, or your toenails and wounds take longer to heal. These are not random coincidences. They are your circulation failing to deliver nutrients properly. Every time you ignore these signals, plaque continues to grow, silently progressing until it causes a major blockage. The third sign hides in something so simple you might overlook it: your breath. Shortness of breath, especially during light activities you once handled easily, can be a red flag that your arteries aren't supplying enough oxygen to your heart. Imagine trying to run a marathon while breathing through a straw. Your lungs are ready to work, but the narrow pathway limits what can get through. When arteries clog, your heart struggles to pump blood efficiently and your lungs instinctively try to compensate, leaving you breathless. Many people confuse this symptom with asthma, poor fitness, or even stress. But when it occurs without another clear reason, it's often linked to cardiovascular issues. What's scarier is that shortness of breath may appear months or even years before a full-blown heart attack, making it one of the most important signs not to ignore. Your body is incredibly smart. It knows when oxygen isn't reaching where it needs to go, and it's telling you loud and clear through breathlessness that something inside isn't right. Another early warning sign is something you might see when you look in the mirror: changes in your skin and extremities. When arteries are clogged, your body prioritizes sending blood to the most vital organs, leaving areas like your hands, feet, and even your face to show the first clues of poor circulation. You may notice your skin becoming unusually pale or bluish, especially in colder environments. Your feet might feel persistently cold even when the room is warm. Cuts or sores on your legs and toes could take longer than normal to heal, or in some cases, they may not heal at all. These subtle signs are easy to dismiss as minor annoyances, but they are actually major clues pointing toward clogged arteries. Every cell in your body depends on healthy circulation, so when these visual signals appear on the surface, it's a reflection of much deeper trouble happening within your arteries. Ignoring them could mean letting your body's most visible alarm bells go unanswered. The fifth sign, and perhaps the most alarming, is chest pain or discomfort, known as angina. Unlike the sharp stabbing pain you might expect, this often feels like pressure, heaviness, or squeezing right in the center of your chest. Some people describe it as if an elephant is sitting on their chest. This sensation occurs when the heart muscle isn't getting enough oxygen-rich blood due to narrowed arteries. Angina may appear during physical activity, stress, or even after a heavy meal, and then subside when you rest. But just because the pain goes away doesn't mean the problem is gone. It's a warning flare that your arteries are narrowing dangerously, and without attention, it could escalate into a heart attack. Sometimes the discomfort spreads to the arm, neck, jaw, or back, making it even easier to misinterpret. But here's the truth: chest pain should never be ignored. Your arteries don't clog overnight, and angina is your body's desperate way of saying time is running out. Now here's the most important part: what you do next. If you recognize even one of these signs in yourself or someone you care about, don't brush it off. Arteries don't suddenly clog in a day. It's a slow and silent process that can remain unnoticed until something catastrophic happens. But the good news is you're not powerless. With early awareness, lifestyle changes, and medical guidance, clogged arteries can be managed, slowed down, and in some cases even reversed. Simple adjustments like eating a balanced diet rich in vegetables, staying active daily, managing stress, and avoiding smoking can go a long way in protecting your arteries. And of course, regular checkups with your doctor allow you to catch problems early before they turn into life-threatening events. Remember, your arteries are the highways that keep your body alive and thriving. If they're blocked, your entire system suffers. So listen carefully to what your body is trying to tell you. If you've noticed unusual fatigue, shortness of breath, changes in your skin, chest discomfort, or numbness in your limbs, don't ignore them. Treat them as the red flags they are. Because the truth is, ignoring these early warnings could cost you more than you realize, but acting on them today could save your future. Take care of your arteries and they'll take care of you for years to come. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe because we're bringing you more science-backed health insights that can truly change your life.